I don't know if I've ever actually shared this, of virtually all of it underwater. Time with Busy Dad and the Magic. Guys, I do have a special announcement. They love you so much. Like I said, I wasn't done with the anxiety talk by any means.
Good morning, guys. I honestly wasn't sure if I was even going to film today. This last week has been and felt like one of the heaviest seasons we've had in a while. And I know so many of you all have been checking in on us and you've been asking about the Kentucky flooding and how we're doing and how work has been doing and what our plans are for the future and like all the questions that you all are asking just to make sure that we are simply okay. First of all, thank you so much. Your messages, your comments, and prayers have meant more than you probably even realize. I thought of instead of trying to answer every one of the comments at a time, we would just spend the day together. I have a few things I need to get done around the house. My house has been a mess because of the chaos, and including finally tackling the aftermath of the flood. I have been trying everything out outside, but there have been some really, really hard moments lately, but there have also been some good ones too and some exciting ones. And so I just wanted to catch up with you guys on everything that's been going on. So this is the end of a series. So that means it's another mom chat. So come on, spend the day with me and let's get started.
Well, we're going to start out. Welcome to my backyard / porch. This is one of the biggest reasons this past, I know I said a week, but like it's really been like a week and a half because we got home from Disney World and then literally everything imploded. While we were at Disney, there were some storms, by the way, if you didn't know, and also this is your first time ever watching our channel. My name is Andrea, Busy Mom and the Magic. What a wild first video for you, but here on this channel, I like to just, kind of keep it real. Anyway, while we were in Florida, my husband was here in Kentucky, and the storms were really, really bad. There was tornadoes everywhere, and it was like the weather was just chaotic, right? And so when we got back, the weather continued. It was raining. I was actually at work, and I was getting pictures from my mom. I was getting videos and pictures from people around our town, and like our town was under a flash flood warning. And I was like, what? That's crazy. Like, we live in central Kentucky. The city that we're in is not near a lot of water. Like we've got lakes, we've got rivers, but it's not like anything that I've ever seen before. And I was getting pictures of like main areas in our town just freaking flooded, and it was wild. My backyard, I was like, okay, should I wake Tyler up and say, hey, you need to like do something about the backyard, because like the water was really, really close to our back, to the back of porch. It's never been that way before. So some backstory before, the reason why I'm back here is because we have I'm a really bad storyteller anyway, but I've been letting this stuff dry out for forever. But anyway, once I got back from Disney, that's why I said like, this is one thing that's just kind of really helped with the tornado of my life since we've been back the past week and a half, is my anxiety and my panic has been like, whew. And I know if you all follow me on Instagram and primarily Instagram, I posted that I had a full-on panic attack. It was like our first night. My anxiety was really, really high. Like, it was just not a good time, and it kind of carried me home. And so that night we got home, I was going to bed and I could not sleep. Like, panic made me wake up And so I could not shake it. So I was like, you know what? I know this is anxiety. I was trying to talk myself out of it. And so I was like, you know what? Go ahead and get in the shower so you can kind of feel like, I don't know, it made sense to my brain of like feel somewhere else, right? And so I was like, okay. So I got out of the shower. I went and laid down back with Annie in the bed. And Tyler, he works night shift. So if you didn't know, my husband works night shift. And so we're laying there in the bed and I start coming down and I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I should be able to go to sleep. And this was like at 1 a.m. I have to get up at 5 a.m. for my full-time job. I work in corporate America. And then I get this text from Tyler, this TikTok. And it is a video of our storage unit location of virtually all of it underwater. Like, so then I'm like, okay, great. I still can't go back to sleep. So now I'm panicking because I know everything that is sitting in this storage unit. And so we go down, well, the next day, and a lot of this video and this mom chat and like this day in the life is really going to be kind of like a diary, maybe, because so many of you all have been talking and asking about me. But you all, like, it's why I call it a mom chat. Like, I feel like we're on FaceTime and I feel like we're having a conversation with each other. So if you want to just like kind of chit chat with me back, you all just kind of go to the comments. Anyway, so I wake up, I sleep a couple hours, I wake up to go to my full-time job, and I text a colleague and say, hey, just so you know, I don't know what the rest of my day is going to be like, but we had a flood last night, and we found out from a TikTok that just so happened to land on Tyler's For You page, if that's what you call it. I'm not really great at TikTok. And I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen because Tyler worked last night. He's got to go home and sleep. We've got to cross over with our wake times to go assess what could potentially happen. And yeah, so we kind of figured that out. I left work maybe like an hour or two before, so that way Tyler and I could go down there to the storage unit. And when we arrived, it was damaged. Like, it was like the front storage units were just like the doors were caved in, the foundation, like the building, the office area of who owns like the storage units, like some of it just off the foundation, caved in, things everywhere. And then I just immediately started crying. Like, I knew what was in our storage unit. A lot of it was Christmas. I don't know if you all have watched any of my Christmas decorate with me's, but I put like 7 or 8 Christmas trees up in our house. And that's a lot of money, a lot of, over years, a lot of collecting, a lot of spending. But also I knew that there was some memorabilia in there as well, some of Annie's things, and even like some of our precious Christmas memories. Like, we've got Christmas photos in there. We've got, every year we have a Christmas ornament that represents that year. Ever since Tyler and I were dating, we have a Christmas ornament. So I knew those were in there. And then I knew I had things all through like elementary school, middle school, high school, college, any type of photo, like anything that really just happened to me. Like, I'm that sentimental person that loves to keep everything. Like, if you invited me somewhere, I still had the invitation. If you sent me a picture of your family, I kept it. And like, if I went to a wedding, even, like, I had like their menu, like I kept everything because, like, I don't know, people are very, very important to me. I even had greeting cards in there from my cousin who passed away at 35 years old. Like, she was my first cousin. She was my best friend. Like, I was her little baby doll growing up. And through my years, before I even knew that she was going to have an early death, I kept greeting cards from her. And so with her signature on them, I came across those with her signature on them. And my grandparents, they're in their 90s now. And health-wise not doing well, and so I've got some of those, and then I've got some for my brother, and like I'm just telling, like my aunts, like so much stuff in there that, so like I'm a very sentimental person, and I truly care. Like if somebody gifts me something, I truly do care that somebody has taken their money, taken their thoughts and their emotions and feelings, and gifted me with something like that. So I knew I had all that stuff in there. When we arrived to the storage unit, I immediately started like crying. Obviously, I've had a lot of emotions, and anxiety was really, really heavy on me, but I just immediately started weeping. The amount of people that were around us, it was so sad. Like I couldn't breathe crying, because it was so, like anybody, like you look around and you saw people just piling up things and just immediately trashing it. Like people losing so much. Then there was a lady right next to us who was crying because she had just opened up her door to her storage unit, and she was on the phone with somebody, and her mother had passed, and all of her mother's belongings were in there, and you could see them like muddy, like just completely destroyed. She got one tote out of her storage unit, and that's all that she could. And so like I went over there, she couldn't lift it, it was so heavy. So I went over there and I just picked it up and I put it in her car, and I just was crying, and I just apologized to her for her loss. And it was just really sad. And I'm still emotional, because like our town is so small, like we're in a small town, and like just looking around, seeing everybody that just was piling up everything, just trashing it. And in this flood also, there were lives lost. There were some videos and pictures that I saw of like a church that completely got lifted off its foundation and just swept away. So it was just really devastating to our city and our community. And honestly, we turned out, Tyler keeps on telling me, he's like, we ended up okay. Like it is fine. We put everything in totes. Everything was in totes pretty much. And that's what saved us. A lot of the stuff we put all the heavy stuff on the floor, and then obviously stacked it up to the light. And so like our bedding, things that were in that, things that were really lightweight, you could tell that it had floated, but just from the lines of the flood and what made it into our storage unit, it was like halfway up. And so really anything that was on the bottom, there's no salvaging it. So you'll see that I've got like this big Christmas tree right here. That's going to be a complete loss. It did not float. It just stayed underwater forever. It's got mud in there. It stunk whenever I opened it. Like we didn't get to it in time, even though it was less than 24 hours that we got to it. And then what the hardest part for me was the tote that had all my memorabilia in it. And so whenever Tyler and I went, like we came back home, and my parents were here waiting for us. And well, we didn't get everything because we couldn't get all the Christmas trees in, but we got everything that we could salvage quickly, or that we felt like if it sat in the moist air that it was going to ruin. And so we brought home our memorabilia. That was the one that I was just devastated over. And my dad was just kind of trying to go through all of my photos from my childhood that I'd kept, all my personal memories of photos that I took through high school and college. And he was just laying them all over the garage. Like, I mean, the garage was full. I had, I had maps from whenever my family went to New York City, like of the subway. I had things from whenever I lived in Washington, D.C. And things even from, what's wrong?
I need to go outside, but I can't.
Why?
Because it's big.
You can move it. Here you go. I even had things from like my diploma from high school and college in there. And even somehow my dad's diploma got in there. I mean, my cap and gown were in there. It was like, everything was in there. I even had obituaries in there from whenever I was in middle school. One of my friends had passed away, and like Tara, my cousin, my first cousin who passed away, like trying to salvage all of those birthday cards that she sent me, or she gave me more so, with her signature on them, and like telling me how much she loved me, and forward thinking of wanting to be able to keep the greeting cards and the birthday cards from my family members, my grandparents, my brother, my parents. And so it was just really, really emotional for that day. And it's still kind of carried through the entire week. And there's more to come on that, because I'm going to have to bite this off in bits and pieces, because like I said, like the whole week and a half was just kind of a buildup. But so the next day, my dad has a trailer, and he went up there, bless his heart, by himself. And oh, by the way, while my dad, I didn't want to discount my mother. So while my dad was kind of putting all the photos out, Tyler had to work that night, so he was leaving. So my parents stayed behind, and they tried to help me. But so my mom came in the house and made sure that Annie and I were fed, and she cooked for us. And so while I was just like a stinking mess, but anywho, but yeah, the reason why all this stuff is back here is because my dad went a couple days later, maybe a day later, because where Tyler and I's wake schedules were not overlapping, and I just simply could not get all those Christmas trees out by myself. So he went and got his trailer, and he brought all these Christmas trees over, and they've been out here just trying to dry. And so I've had to wash the Christmas bags so I can put the Christmas trees back in them. And we still can't put all of our stuff back in the storage unit because they're still trying to clean out the storage units. Like the bottom of the storage unit was absolutely covered in mud. But I will have to say, like, I do have to note that we did not have as much damaged goods as other people. The people that put their things in like cardboard boxes, like everybody lost everything significantly more than I would say than what we did. But that is why I brought you all out here today, because all of the stuff, like, I don't know how my Christmas and my decorate with me's are going to go this year, because simply, I don't know if I'm going to have it in me, to be honest. I'd been contemplating anyway, but it is just so exhausting. And then plus, I will probably have to throw away that flocked tree, the one that goes into our bedroom, because like the flock just, I don't know. What I don't want to happen is me to set up for Christmas, and then I've got, like, it smells like a flood in our home, right? And I don't want to bring in the nastiness and like the disgustingness of it all. But that's why it's kind of been out here for a few days to try to air out. Now, from like our Christmas ornaments, a lot of people were asking about that. I am still trying to figure out one of Annie's Christmas ornaments. It was her first time to Disney World, that Christmas ornament. It was during the 50th anniversary. And I'm still trying to salvage that one. Like, we keep on putting fresh, clean water in it and like cleaning it out, but somehow the water keeps on getting trapped in the ears, and I can't remove all of it. We've tried like evaporating it and trying to kind of keep it clean. But that's the last ornament that I'm trying to salvage. All the other ones should be fine. But yeah, that's the last one I'm trying to salvage. Now, a lot of our photos, you can tell that they've got some character to them now. You can tell that they've been in some water. And then I threw away, I don't know how much stuff. Like, I don't know how much stuff that, I mean, we had to ask our neighbor to be able to borrow their trash can for whenever the trash man ran. And I still don't know how or where we're going to put this big Christmas tree, or how we're going to dispose of that Christmas tree too in July. Is this July? Yeah, it's July. So today's goal for a part of my real day in the life is to try to figure out how to put all this stuff back in the bags, and B, how to store all this stuff, because we can't bring it back to the storage unit right now anyway. So that's step one of why my life has been crazy. But there's more to come, because I have cried so much the past week and a half, that it's honestly just ridiculous. Like, it's, somebody told me like maybe a month or so ago, Andrew, you need to talk about anxiety and panic a lot more. Well, baby, it's coming. It's coming. Let me clean this stuff up. Grocery time with Busy Dad and the Magic. Guys, I do have a special announcement for you guys that has to do with Busy Dad and the Magic. Do you want to know what it is? And they had to put a little sticker on my windshield because the car wash won't read my license plate. That one line at the car wash, it won't let in members. I don't know. She said it was a problem. So, a change of events. What we thought we were going to go to the grocery store because Tyler, I was like, hey, we need to go to Aldi. And Tyler was like, I want to go. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go. And then we get in the car and Annie back there is like, so, what time's Toy Story 5? So now we're literally going to have to go through McDonald's to get food.
Yummy McDonald's.
Annie's happy back there.
Subscribe
And
if you like the cheeseburger and like if you like the french fries. And I like the cheeseburgers.
what if they like the cheeseburger and the french fries?
And just do the both.
Then you just do both. So, we're getting ready to go through McDonald's. I have to buy the tickets now on my app. So much for the grocery store. This is way more expensive doing this. So I guess we're gonna go watch Toy Story 5.
Maybe there's a Toy Story 5 Happy.
You think it's a Toy Story 5 Happy Meal?
No.
No, Daddy said. So that's the thing. And then in addition to the chaos, I said I was going to announce something very special. Anyway, we leave for Disney World, like, I don't know, like,
Like 8,
I really don't know, like in a couple, maybe 8 days. I don't even know.
18 days.
Nah, I have no idea. We're leaving Disney World in a second. Oh, not in a second.
What do you want?
I guess chicken nuggets and french fries.
Let me get a plain cheeseburger Happy Meal.
sorry, but we can't show any Happy Meals. We're out of toys.
They're out of what?
Okay. She doesn't need a toy. Let's just.
You'd have to order the food individually.
Okay, that's fine. So plain cheeseburger. The medium fry.
What?
Need the toy. Just give me the Happy Meal.
You got the last end of that. They are out of toys, so therefore they won't let Tyler order a Happy Meal. So he had to order everything individually. And we're spending how much on food? $30 at McDonald's.
We like to eat around here, partner.
Partner, I don't want to. I honestly, most of the time, my response to McDonald's,
Distraught back there.
because she doesn't get a toy.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. You get Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
But most of the time, whenever like McDonald's is on the maybe horizon of being a potential contender for some food, normally my response is, I would rather starve than eat McDonald's. But since we're going to watch a movie, and it would be like 2.5 hours until I could actually eat, I get severely hangry, and I'm just going to take one for the team, so I don't get hangry.
Alright. Hand them out, everybody.
Oh.
10 nuggets, cheeseburger plain, 2 filet, 2 medium fry. Okay. Feels pretty hot, Ann. So be
It's
careful.
very hot. Woke up. Here, Annie. Here's your cheeseburger.
Baby boy.
Make sure it doesn't have anything on it.
No, that's what I
Daddy,
think.
don't go too far. We gotta make sure they didn't put a bunch of nasty stuff on it. Are you safe, Annie?
I don't have a choice if you want to watch the
Ooh,
movie.
yummy. Okay. Blech. I have no idea. The Minions, maybe? Maybe they're trying to see that? I have no idea. I guess after we watch the movie, I'll give you a lowdown of what I feel. And, oh, thank you. And, then I guess we'll tell you our surprise about our next trip. Let's see the movie. What did you think, Annie?
Good.
What was your favorite part of Toy Story 5?
Probably when Lily Pad changed her mind.
When Lily Pad changed her mind? Daddy, did you like Toy Story 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was your favorite part?
Laughing at you cry.
That's not funny. It's not fun to make, it's not nice to make fun of people. I was in my emotions.
Yeah, Daddy. Cookie head.
I've cried minimally on average today or every day for the past week and a half, maybe at least 22 times on average daily for the past 8 or 9 days. That video, or that movie it made me cry all the way through it, honestly, because it just reminded me, because every child is like an only child in Toy Story series, I think. And then it just reminded me of Annie a lot, and like the challenges of her being an only child and finding friends, and then also me never wanting her to hurt. Yeah, it was just made me cry because I don't want her feelings to be hurt. But also I thought it was really, really encouraging as a parent to help her find good friends in our community, people that are going to be uplifting and also have the same values, and we hold the values. But also the girl knows that anytime I want to see that iPad or anything of hers that's technical, I'm going to be going through it. So I'll be beating up somebody's mama if they hurt my child or hurt her feelings. That's a fact. Going on a scooter ride?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going on a little walkity walk, getting Annie out of the house because she's been on her iPad way too much today. But anyway, Kentucky said it's like 88 degrees. It is in fact not. It is, the real feel is like 101. But yeah, sure, why not? Let's go on a walk and chit chat while Annie is on her little stroller, my bob. Anyway, like I said, I wasn't done with the anxiety talk by any means because it continues on. And this section, I feel like I do need to put a little disclaimer in here because out of respect for everybody involved and the company I work for, of course, you guys know that I don't really share who I work for. I'm not going to go and get in like big specifics because I think that's the right thing to do, but I also don't want to pretend like everything is perfect because I do pride myself on being honest with you guys and being transparent. What's wrong, Annie?
I wanted to stop for you.
You wanted to stop for me? You take the lead, sister. So luckily I do have a lot of people that I do work with that are very, very supportive and kind and thoughtful and just genuinely great people, and people that I actually do call my friends. Like, I'm very, very thankful for those colleagues. And then even people that I've met via this platform and the Busy Mom community. And I've had so many friends that have really listened to me the past week and a half of me just truly venting. And, oh, you want to go? Go ahead. Oh my gosh, you're so fast. Be careful. Oh, one leg, the flamingo and the leg up. That's the thing right now. So yeah, I have vented, I have cried. Tyler has, gosh, sometimes whenever I'm getting anxious or stressed or like all the things, Tyler really gets the brunt of it. So there's been some really interesting conversations between us. And I guess the past couple of years, I have been struggling. I guess a little backstory is I've always had a really hard time with being a working parent, while also just trying to make money for my home and be able to financially give to my home. And it's always like before I had Annie and before I was ever engaged to Tyler, I was like a worky girl, like a workaholic. And I knew in my early years that even though like I got married at a later time, a later age, like I got married at 28, I knew like my early 20s, I wanted it to, even though I wasn't married, even though I didn't know that Tyler was going to be my husband for the majority of my 20s, I was like, you know what, I do need to give my time and my thoughtfulness and my energy to my future family. So I went to college because I thought that that was the right thing to do. Got a degree in apparel design and merchandising. So like a science degree in textiles and design and all of that. I thought that was the right thing to do. I graduated. I moved to Washington, D.C. because I thought my goal was to just get out of our small town. I thought that's what I wanted. Like the big city intrigued me. Like I was like, oh, let's do that. So I spent a year in Washington, D.C. as a merchandiser. Hey, Annie. Annie. Too far, babe. Annie, too far. And so that, I guess, would be my first example or first time that I was like, you know what, family is way more important than a career. Family is way more important than however much money I could ever make. So while I was in DC, I knew I was starting to be called out of it and come back home. And I was kind of in a long distance relationship with Tyler at the time. My brother was about to have his son, Oliver, who is almost 11. He'll be 11 next month. And I was like, I cannot miss out on this. And I love Tyler. I love my parents. I want to be home. And so I finally came home, and thankfully, God really provided a way for me to come home, and not from a stance of me making a lot of money by any means. I don't know how we even survived on the salary that I did, but I did, and I worked all the time. Like I was on a really, really great path to drive my career and really could really be and have whatever position, honestly, that I wanted to. I was on panels, had to go to our home office many times, was selected to do special tasks and be able to, I don't know, like literally just create and establish things in this company without, saying too much. And then whenever Tyler and I got engaged, another perspective dropped in me of like, okay, like my to-be husband is the priority, and I'm going to have to prioritize my time and how I spend my time. And so I started pulling back on the hours that I spent. Of course, I was in a salaried position, so I was like, let me see if Annie went in there. Oh, an Amazon package. Of course, nobody's shocked. Did Annie come in here? Okay. So Annie went inside. She ran inside. Anyway, I'll just stay out of here just because I know it's quiet. But let me take a seat. Let's go over here because I'm still navigating through all of, like our front porch is still chaos from, like, look, my nutcracker is still here because he's drying out. He was full of water. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? 60 hours at work when I have a to-be husband is just not going to cut it for me. Not anymore. And so that's whenever I started, to me personally, again, this is all opinion, I felt like I was being retaliated against, and I was like, this is really bizarre. I know I can't give 60 hours, but I will, like the time that I am here, I will give my best. And it was expected of me to literally work 24/7, answer the phone at any time. And it was just really, really toxic. It was very unhealthy, to where this is where I started experiencing anxiety attacks, and not really knowing how to navigate, because like I need to be able to provide for my family, but I also need to prioritize my family. Like I want to be with them, or be with him at that time. And And it got so weird that like even at one point, what, Annie? Yes.
I want to come out.
Okay. You got it?
And also I need to get in Daddy's truck so I can get the mosquito medicine.
The mosquito medicine's in my fanny pack on the back of the dining table. It's my fanny pack, my brown fanny pack is hanging on the back of the you'll see the white strap on the dining chair.
Put it.
So yeah, there was even a time where one of the executives was like, what is Tyler's phone number? I'm going to call him, invite him for dinner, and try to figure out how we can get you to working 60 hours a week again. And I'm like, no, this is not it. And like literally like within the next month, I was literally getting married. And so I was just having panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and it was just so unhealthy. And if that is what a company wants to require of me, like, you need to say that at the very front, right? But that was just my, like, before I was married, that was just the time that I was willing to give, because I really, really believed in its mission and the success of myself, right? Like I really do feel very confident in the fact that I could have had whatever that I wanted to have, not being prideful by any means, but like I just was on the ends, if we want to say that. And so that was really my first moment of turmoil of, this is weird. My family comes first, but also I have to also provide for my family. And so I left that company. My 5-year-old doesn't know how to look when I give her very, very good directions. Anyway, so now fast forward to the company that I'm in, and I'm kind of, now hindsight, kind of like the same scenario of like I went in with Annie. Like I started this company with Annie, and it was like 5 minutes away from my house. This is really, really fantastic. Like I would come home and I would have lunch with her. But I was able to put in the extra time because I was just like 5 minutes away, no big deal. Like, I was still breastfeeding Annie. And honestly, whenever you leave such a toxic relationship and you enter another company and everybody's like appreciating you and very thoughtful, and like once they're like, yeah, like we prioritize you and your family. I understand like your little girl and your family, and like your husband's on night shifts. I totally understand that. But the problem that I had coming back from maternity leave was something that somebody never warned me about. Was being a mom is like the greatest gift ever. It's like truly the most amazing thing. And you just look at this tiny being and you're like, wow, you are the most amazing thing that I've ever laid my eyes on. And like, it's just an indescribable love that you have for your child. But nobody kind of warned me or was like really thoughtful in the fact that as a working mother outside of the home, I would hardly ever see her. And I would leave before she woke up, and I would come home to rush around the house, make sure that she's fed, and try to be a good wife and try to be a good mom before I would put her down for bed a few hours later. Because like in the infancy phase, like the babies, Annie at least, would go down pretty early. And again, I would have to wake up at like 5. And at that time, honestly, I was waking up at like 4 a.m. exercising as well. Like this was also before YouTube as well. And I was waking up at 4 a.m. and grinding and trying to set an example, like from a health perspective and hard work for my daughter. And it was great. Like the first couple of years, I went in there and I did a really, really great job. Like I will say that I did a wonderful job. And then I got promoted, and the first year and a half, 2 years was also like, I feel like I did a really, really good job. But this is where I started transitioning, and or my company started transitioning. And again, disclaimer, this is all opinion. This is all just me, I felt more pressure to give up more time. And I don't know if you all know me very well. Maybe not, but some people are like, Andrea, you were so sweet. You were so sweet. You cross me with my family. Andrea is no longer sweet. Andrea will put her foot down. Like, my family will always come first. And so again, here I am trying to navigate, like having a really, really hard time. And this is when like I start becoming emotionally unstable a couple of years ago. And then I was like, you know what? Let's layer in YouTube. And this, when I started YouTube, to be completely honest, I was in a I didn't know I was going through depression because I breastfed Annie for almost 2 years. And so I didn't understand that I was still, like, that I could still go through postpartum depression. I didn't understand that I could do that. So I was going through postpartum depression and trying to navigate the work life. And then like I started YouTube, and it was not to the magnitude of the pressure that I put on myself nowadays. But even like some people are like, Andrea, why are you so dedicated? Why don't you like pause? Why don't you chill for a second with YouTube? And also another question that I get often is, how did you stick to YouTube? And to be completely honest, I don't know if I've ever actually shared this, but honestly, YouTube saved my life. Like, quite literally saved my life. There were moments where I had to go seek counsel with my pastor's wife. I had to seek prayer. I had to partner with people to be able to get myself help. And so through that, and then through YouTube and being able to meet this community of busy moms, it saved my life, quite literally. And even through that, I guess it kind of created some sort of accountability to me, and then also allowed me to understand that I wasn't alone in anything. Like, I have a community here with me that are depending on me. Like, I love accountability. Like, I love being able to be held accountable, especially when it comes to faith and Jesus. And I appreciate sound accountability and loving accountability and even corrective accountability. Sometimes I do need to be corrected, and that is a gift. I believe that that's 100% a gift of being able to be corrected, especially by wise people who love and know you the most. But anyway, tangent. And I really didn't even anticipate to even go through that. But I guess to kind of understand this, the scenario that I'm in currently, and like the feelings more so, again, I'll say like the opinions and my feelings that I'm in, because I am trying to be extremely respectful, while also trying to navigate through my emotions and my feelings with you guys, of potentially like maybe somebody out there is going through the same thing, or like through the same emotions, because that's why I do call myself busy mom in the magic. Like, the magic is just for like, you know, the Disney little twinkle, but like I am a very, very, very busy mom. But anyway, a couple of years ago, that's really when I felt like the turmoil start boiling again, but definitely not to the magnitude that I have felt as of lately. And there have been many tears, many panic attacks, many anxiety attacks, and many times where I just have to go into my office and I'll close my door and literally lay in my floor, counting ceiling tiles, trying to come down from an anxiety attack, from the pressure that's placed on me, because the pressure is not going to go away. And I'm trying to be so sensitive, to be completely honest, because I don't want to be disrespectful from anybody. And then I started going through a lot of bitterness and a lot of animosity towards certain colleagues that I work with. And then I was like, you know what, Lord, you're gonna have to work with me. Like, you're gonna have to start softening my heart. You're gonna have to start moving in my thoughts and in my mind, because this, first of all, no matter what, I am a representation of you, and I have to be a good representation at the end of the day, no matter what. And so that's really what I've been working on, regardless, because as a family, I have chosen to stay in my position. I do understand that there are expectations placed on me, and there is honestly just like kind of no room for anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And I guess that's really why I'm kind of in this turmoil place, because I have to provide for my family. We have these financial goals for my family. I want to be able to provide for Annie and her future and not have to place so much stress on my husband financially. But I also want to be a mom. Like, I am a mom. I am a wife first. Like, number one, that is who I am. And I am just like in this place of how much more time can I give without sacrificing my family? Like, when I come home, like, I want to put and if you all have not noticed, like, I've not been really, really good at responding on Instagram, on YouTube, because whenever I even walk through the door, I'm just like, want to put my phone away, like hide my phone, or like put it in the junk drawer, and just be able to separate and give my brain a break, because it's been so overwhelmed lately. And, I guess I just say all that, I guess, A, for understanding and kind of sharing with you guys, but B, like, I don't ever want to be that person that is like, oh, Andrea is like handling everything just so perfectly, she can do it, and like everything is fine. Like, I do not ever want to be able to put that lie out there, because that is not the truth. And I think it's really, really healthy to be able to share whenever we are struggling, because again, like I said, like when I first started my YouTube channel, I really needed you guys more than anything. I really needed community, because I felt so alone, and Annie was a 2020 baby, and it was just such a bizarre time. And so and one thing that Tyler told me the other day, and it was just so nice and thoughtful and so sweet of him to recognize, and it was a compliment to you guys, of like, he's like, you have a community that will not let you fail, and they love you so much. And to be able to have you all and be able to share my heart with you all without judgment, like, guys, you have no idea what it does for me. And again, people are like, why do you do YouTube? Why do you do it? Like, it's not just putting up a video on a screen. It's because there's moms out here, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a working full-time mom, whether you have a lot of pressure at your job, and on top of that, when you walk through the door, you have pressure of being a mom, and you're constantly going through that thought process of like, am I good enough? Am I doing well? And it's just so much on us, kind of like at all times, right? And maybe you are a busy mom out there and you're like, this is a wild time. Maybe you are also kind of struggling with what I consistently struggle with, of trying to navigate priorities, and it's never like, I feel like I'm never going to have the right priority, because at the end of the day, I still have to report to work. I still have to make money and provide for my family. And I still have to meet the expectations that they have for me. But then again, I come home and I have to do that too. So I'm just trying to navigate through that, and especially specifically being asked to give more time. And even with like the flood, there were colleagues that met me with such empathy and such kindness and thoughtfulness. And then there were others that were extremely cold, like kind of like, what do you, this is not what they said, but this is how I felt, like the interpretation of it. Like, what do you mean? Like, you have to go rescue your things, or like Annie's memories are important. Like, that's odd. Or even for an example of like, I just feel like, oh, you have a meeting up until this time. Okay, well, as you know, like, my husband works night shift. If you could give me a moment, I will need to arrange childcare. And then just feeling the response of that my child's an inconvenience. Again, this is all opinion, but it has been very challenging for me lately. And I do appreciate you guys listening to me. And again, like, I want to reach out to those women that are just struggling as a working mom. Like, it is difficult. I hear you. I understand. But know that you're not alone with the turmoil of trying to navigate through being a working mother. Like, it freaking sucks. I mean, it just does. But again, we have to be able to provide for our families. We decide that we want to, we get paid. We get a paycheck. We have to get a paycheck because we did something right. We have to, like, we're kind of like in the middle of it all. So, yeah, that is a huge, huge rant. I'm going to go inside because it is hot, but I felt like it was quiet enough that we could just chit chat and talk on our front porch. What are you doing?
Oh no.
What do you have her doing?
I was told to pull it around here. Try to spray these down.
Hi, I have wristbands everywhere on
You have wristbands everywhere because the mosquitoes love you, don't they?
Yeah, because there's even one on my hand right here.
Yep.
Close up, close up, close up.
So we are still mode trying to recover from the flood. So we do have this covered off, and Tyler's going to try to kind of clean it up, he said, so we don't look like a whole hot mess. And then we're going to cook dinner. But ultimately, I am going to put the camera down. I do have to prepare to go back to work tomorrow. Tyler also goes back to work tomorrow, and he picked up a shift for tomorrow for overtime. And Annie will be hanging out with one of her grandmothers. So normal life continues tomorrow.
Whoa!
Unfortunately. But anyway, I will see you guys on the next one. The next one, oh, you have a pine cone? A super big pine cone. The next one is going to be, the next video is going to be kicking off. Ah! You got me wet! Daddy! The next series is going to kick off, or the next video is going to kick off the new series. Sorry, chaos. It's going to kick off the new series of, we're going to be trying out all the splurges, spending the money to see if it truly is worth it, so you don't have to spend the money and gamble, was it worth it or not? And the next video is going to be how I afford Disney World. That's going to be the first video kicking off that series. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm so distracted by so much going on. But anyway, he's trying to save this Christmas tree that goes into the great room. We'll see. Who knows? We will see you guys on how I afford to go to Disney World. Subscribe, like this video. I love you all so very much. And if you stuck around for this long, thank you so very, 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 very much. When you watch our videos, you let the ads play through, you click the links, all the things. It truly does help me out so, so very much. It's just a simple thing that you can do.
Random pin giveaway right now.
Oh, a random pin giveaway?
Yes.
Okay. What do they need to put in the comments?
Everyone guess a number 1 through 200, and whoever gets the closest will win it.
Oh my God. Everybody,
Annie's gonna pick.
don't tell them the number. Okay, so Pick a number between 1 and 200, Tyler said, and whoever gets the closest.
One comment per person.
One comment per person. You have to be a subscriber. You have to like the video. Wasn't expecting this. This is not in the outline.
Subscribers.
That would be great. Mommy would not be going to work tomorrow if we had 1 billion subscribers, and Daddy wouldn't either. Anyway, so put a number. Freedom. It's wild. It's 8 o'clock. Bye. Love you all.
Do you believe in magic?